history of Queen Elizabeth National Park makes it a must-visit destination for tourists and overlanders. Over 4 days, we're gonna exploring this beautiful national park, Queen Elizabeth. Established in 1952, Queen Elizabeth National Park is one of the Uganda 3 oldest national parks, with an area of almost 2,000 square kilometers, approximately 770 square miles, of grey savanna, open bush country, riverine forest, lowland rainforest, wetland, rivers and lakes. Mon nom est Nozol, appelez-moi Nozol, c'est mon nom. Je parle la langue française, je parle l'anglais, je parle la langue locale, et tout. Nous sommes ici, partout, sur tout terrain. Toutes les places, oui. Votre facture. Ouais. Ouais. Nous sommes en train de contourner toutes les parties ouest de l'Ouganda. Aujourd'hui, nous serons ici, et puis demain matin, on va continuer avec notre voyage comme d'habitude.
Vous avez une plaque du Congo?
Oui, plaque congolaise, oui. Plaque du Congo. Je suis un Ougandais, tu peux me prendre ça. Et même au Congo aussi, je suis là. C'est où j'ai appris la langue française. Oui. Sont dans les frontières là. Oui. Nous sommes ici et puis c'est ça. Pour combien de jours vous êtes dit? Pour les vacances? Combien de jours? Un mois?
2 semaines.
2 semaines. Vous serez ici. Oh, tu habites à Kampala? Oui. Oh, fantastique. My name is Noor Ismail Nozol, diesel engineer, filmmaker, storyteller. Join me as I share my passion for building 4-wheel drive trucks and traveling to the remotest part of the world.
I get up and you're a stranger, out of sight, out of mind, no wanting to surrender.
Reserve and Edward Reserve, because these are British loyals. But when time reached, they were ready to set off and go back. They had mobilized the community members, and that's why the 2 reserves were combined and they were given to Kazinga, which is the village we'll see on our boat cruise. So between 1926 to 1940s, that is when Kazinga was in existence. But in 1954, in April, is when the name completely changed. In our national park, we have activities that we offer to the visitors, among which we have got a boat cruise. But when you don't do a boat cruise, which is scheduled from 9 to 11 to 1, 3 and 5, you can have an early morning drive. At the same time, if you don't go for a morning drive early in the morning, 6:30, you can have an evening drive. If you don't go for an evening drive, you can go for a night drive to see how animals interact, the nocturnals interact, prey-predator relationship at night. At the same time, we have got nature-guided walks, and one of our walks is done in the Maramagambo forest, where we have got a bat cave with thousands and hundreds of Egyptian fruit bats, and we have got permanent resident reptiles, the rock pythons, the forest cobras, and the Nile monitor lizards who feed on the Egyptian fruit bats. So if you want to have that experience, the forest is ready for you, called Maramagambo. At the same time, we have got a nature walk around the Moya Peninsula. So we have 2 places where you can have nature walks. At the same time, we have got chimpanzee tracking done in the Chambura Gorge, which is an underground forest that hosts around 6 species of primates. but the most favorite for the visitors is the chimpanzees. At the same time, we have got the scenery viewing in the explosion craters. And in the craters, that's where we have got the highest point in the park at 1,350 meters above the sea level. So you can have the most fantastic views, because that is where you will see the park as if it is on a table map in the crater drive. At the same time, we have got what we call lion tracking and leopard tracking, and we categorize both of them and call them experiential tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to tell you the rules of the game, and I set you free because we are soon getting closer to the attractions. For any activity to progress and do well, we must be having a team. Teamwork is very, very important. At the same time, timing, it is hot. So at least I'm sure we'll not miss, but we'll not miss everything, but we'll have something to see. So timing is also one of the best factors when you are for an activity. We also have, you must be patient. Patience is also one of the factors. And lastly, we wait for what we call luck to crown everything or to have a successful activity. Otherwise, I wish you the best as we work together to have a successful boat cruise. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy the boat cruise. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, that was wonderful, wonderful introduction of these highlights.
Remember, it's NN Intercontinental Adventure during the overland trip 2020-2021 Uganda outback western part of the country, and as it's an overland trip right now, it's not overland.
It's overland.
This boat here.
We used to have many European migrants in birds, but this time there has been a drastic change. Terns, what we call the white-winged black terns from Spain, would be very many all over the channel, but this time they arrived in September, but now they're very, very few. And also girl-billed terns are very few. So we credit this to very many factors. We can call them climate variabilities. At the same time, people can call it climate change, but still we term it what is happening globally as far as the ozone layer is depletion is concerned.
You can still wonder how those birds can come from that far.
That distance.
That far.
So normally these birds are coming here because of the winter. Whenever there is winter in Europe, then that's when they plan their journey. But whenever they reach here, the channel is a conserved area. And this bird sanctuary we have here is not yesterday's bird sanctuary. It's been here for decades and centuries. So we have got 13 species of fish in this channel. But most of these species are very small. And that is why all these species are enjoying and surviving on the channel.
They call it species in danger?
Species?
Not endangered species. Not endangered species, but these are species of fish which are in water. But they differ in behavior because buffaloes are wild and cows are domesticated. And buffaloes can live between 35 years.
Yes, a big one.
And up to 40 years.
Okay.
And they have got a gestation period of 11.5 months.
Okay.
If you look at this herd, it is a combination of calves, the young ones, as well as the females and the males. That is why at times, whenever males age, that is when they are kicked to become the losers because they are unable to defend the rest of the herd against the predators. So if you want to differentiate the males from the females, look at the horns.
How is it different?
For example, look at the two.
Yeah.
The one on the left is a male. Horns are bigger and as if they're just placed on the head, carved in the W letter.
Okay.
And just look at the female.
Yeah.
Small horns and they're emerging from the heads. That makes a difference.
Mon nom est Nozol, appelez-moi Nozol, c'est mon nom. Je parle la langue française, je parle l'anglais, je parle la langue locale. Et tout, nous sommes ici, partout, nous sommes tout terrain. Toutes les places, oui. Votre facture. Ouais.
Something,
Nous sommes en train de contourner toutes les parties ouest de l'Ouganda. Aujourd'hui, nous serons ici et puis demain matin, on va continuer avec notre voyage comme d'habitude.
Vous avez une plaque du Congo?
Oui, plaque congolaise, oui. Plaque du Congo. Je suis un Ougandais, tu peux me prendre ça. Et même au Congo aussi, je suis là. C'est où j'ai appris la langue française. Oui. Sont dans les frontières là. Oui. Nous sommes ici et puis c'est ça. Pour combien de jours vous êtes dit? Pour les vacances? Combien de jours? Un mois?
2 semaines.
2 semaines. Vous serez ici. Oh, tu habites à Kampala? Oui. Oh, fantastique. Oui. Vraiment, les visions ici sont très spectaculaires.
Yeah.
Oui.
Yeah.
Come on, photoshoot.
Ouais, nous sommes ici, on sommes rencontrés avec les amis belges. Here we are. This is the Overland Adventure Travel Show. And now we have met with a good friend, French friend.
show.
TV show, yeah.
This is probably close to 400,000 people.
400,000.
With the channel and the 2 lakes.
Within Queen
Uganda
alone.
has the biggest population in Uganda. So we are around 3,000, the channel 40 kilometers only. Yeah, 3,000 kilometers. But we have very many craters and all craters have got hippos. That's how we are coming to 400,000 hippos.
Oh, sure. Okay. In the craters, the hippos.
Not the craters where there is salt water, hippos cannot
so
go
they
there.
don't go there.
They only go where there is fresh
That's why they
water.
come so much together here.
Yeah. So we have got communities where the hippos are very many, but at the same time, most of the craters that have got fresh water inside the park have got bigger populations. Yeah.
The park is divided into 2 sectors. The north with the park headquarters at Mwea and the south with its own sub-headquarters at Ishasha. Each sector has different ecosystems with their own distinctive attraction. Queen Elizabeth was created with several enclave villages within its boundary. Those include Katwe, which exist principally exploit the natural salt production in highly saline Crater Lake. And Katunguru, which along with a few other villages support itself mainly through fishing.
Autism is a genetic disorder, not only to human beings, but also to creatures of the wild.
Here we are. I'm ready to show this is overland. Now is the overlay, oversea. Travel show, cruising show. What a day, spectacular view.
Kind of, white creamish. That's a sparkle hero. Sparkle. The Egyptian is still here. The Egyptian is next to the buffalo. And we have got a spur-winged plover with white around the neck. A spur-winged plover. And if you check on one of the loser buffaloes, they have to stock in a lot of fats because these birds are flying away from the harsh winter. But they stock in a lot of fats, which enables them to prepare.
Yeah, there. It remains one of the best places on the continent to see and high concentration of hippos, and often at close quarters, especially when you take the nude launch trip along the Kazinga channel.
When I say still, I say here. Green. We'll be back. This was 4x overland trip overland adventure travel show. I hope you have enjoyed it immensely. Here we are. Told you that gonna be the amazing, like never seen before, scenic view of the spectacular Lake Edward. And here we are. We have done with this video, and I'd like to wish you don't touch the dial. And this is the last but not least, because we still got a lot. Looking forward to you. How was the amazing, remarkable trip?
Just like you described it in words, I'll tell you,
Yes.
this is worth it.
No one.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
We got photos. We have photos will make you go crazy.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Spectacular. In the game. Not beach as usual. Beach, make it more colorful. Is with animals, wild animals. Fantastic. No one can describe such kind of scenery. It's just magnificent. Nice to see. Thanks for watching. And now, the mainland, we're gonna name it Overland Trip. Stay for the next episode. Wow. Cut.
Thank you for watching. If you already subscribed, click the notification bell so you don't miss our weekly videos.